Every 30 minutes, a brand new robot rolls off a production line in southern China. Not assembled by human hands, not checked by human eyes. Built entirely by other robots. Around the clock, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That is not a typo. One new industrial robot every half hour. Over 17,000 robots a year from a single building. And here is the part that makes people stop and stare. Those robots do not just go on to work in factories. They go on to build things, assemble things, and yes, replace people doing those jobs all over the world. The building making them is not just a factory. It is a machine that creates machines that change other machines and entire industries. This is the Midea Kuka Intelligent Manufacturing Science and Technology Park in Foshan, China. The largest industrial robot production base in the country. And what is happening inside it is one of the most jaw-dropping engineering stories of our time. So how did this get built? Why does it exist? And what does it mean for the rest of us? Let's start from the very beginning. The deal China made with the world. Go back about 30 years. It is the 1990s and China has just opened itself up to global trade. Hundreds of millions of people move from small farming villages into massive coastal factories. Wages are incredibly low. A factory worker in China earns in a single month what an American factory worker earns in a single day. The world takes notice fast. Companies from every corner of the planet rush to set up manufacturing in China. Electronics, cars, clothing, shoes, toys. If it can be made by human hands, China will make it and make it cheaper than anyone thought possible. For about 2 decades, this deal worked beautifully. China's economy exploded. Cities grew overnight. Millions of families moved out of poverty. The world got cheap goods. Everybody, for the most part, was happy. But then the deal started to crack. Wages in China slowly began to rise. Not in a dramatic overnight jump, but steadily year after year. By the 2010s, making things in China was no longer as cheap as it used to be. Companies started looking at Vietnam, Bangladesh, and Indonesia, places with even lower wages, just a short flight from China's coast. And at the same time, something much bigger was quietly happening. Something no economic policy in the world could fix. The clock China could not stop. China had a problem with its own population, and it had been building for decades. Starting in 1980, China enforced a rule that most families could only have one child. The idea was to slow population growth and lift the economy. It worked in some ways, but it also left a hidden time bomb ticking in the background. With fewer children being born, China's population started to get older. Not just a little older, much faster. By the time the 2010s arrived, China had more elderly people than most countries have people at all. Today, China has over 210 million people above the age of 65. That number grows every single day. The workers who built China's industrial miracle were retiring, and there simply were not enough young workers to replace them. Think about that for a second. The country that became the world's factory, the place that made almost everything you own, was running out of the one thing it needed most, workers. China stared at this situation and made a very clear decision. If you cannot have more workers, build ones that never age, never retire, and never call in sick. In 2015, the Chinese government launched a plan called Made in China 2025. The goal was bold and direct. Transform China from the world's cheapest place to make stuff into the world's most advanced manufacturing power. And right at the heart of that plan was one thing above all else: robots. The government pumped money into companies. Low-interest loans flooded in. Local governments launched their own automation programs. Guangdong province alone committed nearly 140 billion to grow its robotics industry. The order came from the top and China moved fast. But buying robots was just the first step. What came next is where this story gets truly extraordinary. From customer to creator, here is a number worth sitting with. Just 10 years ago, China imported nearly 3/4 of all the industrial robots it used. It was a buyer completely dependent on companies from Japan, Germany, and Switzerland. Every time a Chinese factory wanted to automate, it was sending money overseas to robotics giants like Fanuc, Yasawa, ABB, and Kuka. Then China decided it was done writing those checks. In 2016, a Chinese home appliance company called Midea spent $4.5 billion to purchase Kuka, one of Germany's most respected robotics companies. The deal sent shockwaves across Europe. German politicians pushed hard to block it. They did not succeed. That purchase was not just a business deal. It was a signal. China was not buying robots anymore. It was buying the knowledge to build them from scratch. Midea broke ground on its giant robot manufacturing campus in Foshan, a city in Guangdong province. Not just a factory, a science and technology park covering nearly 2.5 square miles. 3 connected facilities sharing one vertically integrated supply chain. Raw materials came in on one end, finished robots rolled out the other, and almost nothing in between ever needed to leave the campus. By 2024, this campus had produced and delivered over 80,000 industrial robots. The production line itself runs entirely on robots made right there. The machines build themselves. And Midea was not the only company doing this. Other Chinese robotics companies like Eston and Kasson were scaling up at a speed that had no real comparison in history. In under a decade, China went from producing almost none of its own robots to making 57 of all the industrial robots it uses domestically. And the pace did not slow down. In just the first 9 months of 2025, China produced 595,000 industrial robots, more than its entire output for all of 2024. In 9 months, the machine was not just running, it was running faster every single day. 2 million and counting. Now, let's zoom out and look at what China has built across the whole country because the full picture is almost hard to believe. As of 2024, China has over 2 million industrial robots operating in its factories, more than every other country on the planet added together. It is the first and only country in history to ever cross that number. In 2024 alone, China installed 295,000 new robots. The United States, the second largest economy in the world, installed 34,000. China installed nearly 9 times as many. While one country was adding 9 robots, the other was adding 1. And this is happening across every single industry. 83,000 robots in electronics manufacturing in 1 year. 57,000 in car factories. Robot use in food and beverage factories grew by 86 in a single year. Even textiles, an industry most people assume is still run by human hands, saw robot installations grow by 29. There is not a single corner of Chinese industry that automation has not touched. But here is the part that keeps factory owners in Germany and the United States awake at night. It is not just the number of robots, it is the cost. Chinese robots operate for less than 3 per hour. That figure is not the price of buying the machine. It is the effective cost per hour of running it once you factor in no wages, no health benefits, no sick days, no training, and no human error, 3 an hour. An Australian billionaire named Andrew Forrest once stood a Chinese factory and watched machines rise from the floor to assemble parts. Hundreds of meters of production unfolding in perfect coordination. At the end of the line, finished trucks drove out. When someone asked him what struck him most, he gave a 4-word answer. There are no people. That was not a complaint. It was a statement of fact. And it is a fact that has now spread across thousands of facilities across China. The people outside the walls. China's robot revolution is one of the great engineering achievements of modern times, but it is also one of the great social challenges of modern times, and it is happening at the same time. Walk through one of the smaller industrial towns scattered across China's interior. The factories are still standing, but the shifts are shorter. The headcount is lower. Some production lines have gone quiet, not because orders dried up, but because a robot took the job, and the robot does not need a canteen, a dormitory, or a paycheck. PricewaterhouseCoopers estimates that automation could displace around 26 of jobs in China over the next 2 decades. That works out to roughly 204 million people. To help that number land, 204 million is larger than the entire population of Brazil. Between 2012 and 2016, Foxconn, the company that makes most of the world's iPhones, replaced 400,000 workers with robots. For years, 400,000 people. And for the workers who do keep their jobs near automated factories, research shows that robot exposure suppresses wages. Those workers often end up doing 14 more hours just to earn what they made before. They are working more, earning less, and still counting themselves as employed. Beijing has an official response. Reskilling programs growth in the service sector. The government line is that robots create new jobs as fast as they eliminate old ones. And that is partly true. Demand for robotics engineers, machine maintenance experts, and AI system operators is surging. Annual salaries for robot installation specialists are approaching 60,000 in China, which is remarkable by Chinese industrial standards. But the math tells a harder story. You cannot take a 53-year-old factory worker in a small town in Shandong province and retrain that person to be a robotics engineer in 5 years or 10. The jobs being created require different skills, different education, and are often in completely different cities. They are not replacements for the people losing work. They are opportunities for a different generation. This is the tension sitting right at the heart of China's robot story. The most ambitious automation project in human history is being driven by a government that built its identity around protecting workers. And the workers are bearing a significant part of the cost. The bigger game nobody is talking about. Here is where this stops being a story about one country's factories and becomes a story about the whole world. When Chinese factories use robots to cut production costs to almost nothing, the price of everything made inside those factories drops. When that price drops far enough, a factory in Germany or Ohio simply cannot sell the same product at a competitive price. This is already happening with electric vehicles. Chinese car companies backed by hyper-automated factories are producing electric vehicles at prices that European and American competitors simply cannot match. Chinese solar panels are now so inexpensive that they have effectively ended domestic solar panel manufacturing in most of Europe. The same pattern is playing out in batteries, consumer electronics, and semiconductors. The robot factory is not just a factory. It is a cost machine, and once that cost machine is running at full speed, it is very hard for anyone else to keep up. The usual response from Western governments is to talk about reshoring. Bring the factories back home, rebuild domestic manufacturing. It sounds reasonable, but if you bring a factory back to the United States, you cannot staff it with cheap labor. The wages are too high. So you have to automate, and to automate you need to buy robots. And who do you buy them from? Increasingly the answer is China. China now holds 1/3 of the global robot manufacturing market, more than Japan, which dominated the industry for decades. Chinese companies have captured nearly 90% of the collaborative robot market. The smaller flexible robots used in a wide range of industries. And China is quickly building the capacity to make all the key components at home. Servo motors, precision gear systems, motion controllers. The pieces that go inside every robot are being made domestically at a growing rate. The risk is not just that China automates faster than everyone else. It is that China is building the tools everyone else needs in order to automate at all. And then there is another group of countries getting squeezed from a completely different direction. Vietnam, Bangladesh, India. These countries were supposed to inherit China's low-wage manufacturing base as Chinese wages rose. That was the plan. Move up the ladder, attract the factories, grow the middle class. But automation changes the entire equation. You do not need low wages anymore if you have robots. And if you cannot afford the robots, you cannot compete. The path that China took, the one that lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty in a single generation, is getting much harder to follow. What comes next is even bigger. Everything we have talked about so far involves industrial robots, fixed machines bolted to floors, brilliant at one specific task inside a carefully controlled environment. What is coming next is something else entirely. Humanoid robots. Machines with 2 arms, 2 legs, and the ability to move through the kind of messy, unpredictable spaces that industrial robots have never been able to handle. Robots you can drop into any factory, any warehouse, any construction site without redesigning the whole building around them. China is not waiting to see how this technology develops. More than 20 billion has been poured into China's humanoid robot sector in just the past year. Beijing has set up a fund worth 137 billion to back startups in AI and robotics. 6 out of 11 major domestic humanoid robot companies plan to manufacture more than 1,000 units this year alone. And the price is falling fast. A humanoid robot that costs over 35,000 to build today is expected to come down to 17,000 by 2030. At 17,000, that robot costs less than a single year of minimum wage labor in the United States. An employer could buy a machine that works all day and night, never calls in sick, never asks for a raise, never needs health insurance, and unlike an industrial robot bolted to a floor, it can do dozens of different tasks across an entire facility. The feedback loop is already spinning. More robots in Chinese factories means lower costs. Lower costs mean cheaper exports. Cheaper exports mean more revenue. More revenue means more investment in the next generation of robots. And around it goes. In the first 9 months of 2025, China produced nearly 600,000 industrial robots. By some projections, China could have more installed robots than the entire rest of the world combined by 2030. But here is what makes this moment different from every industrial revolution that came before it. Every previous wave of automation unfolded over decades. The mechanization of farming took a generation. The rise of computing took another. Societies had time, imperfect and messy time, to figure things out. This is moving in years. A centralized government can act faster than any democracy can debate, write new laws, or respond to change. By the time a Western government commissions a study on automation policy, China has already built the next wave of factories and shipped the robots to fill them. The speed is not just part of this story. The speed is the whole story. Back on that factory floor in Foshan, the robotic arms keep moving, the hum keeps going, and right on schedule, every 30 minutes, a new robot rolls off the line, ready to go somewhere, ready to build something, ready to work without stopping. The factory does not check the news. It does not wait for the world to catch up. It just keeps building. If you found this video interesting, hit like and subscribe so you never miss a story like this one. Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you think humanoid robots will create more opportunities than they take away? Or is the world simply not ready for what is?